Alright, so we can do some CV stuff. We can do CV in ranked and actually gain stars. So I was playing the Midway. I am actually fighter build in the Midway in case we do encounter an FDR, because they definitely are a thing. And we just have some remaining points over in planes and stuff. Engine boost. And we might be stuck. We might be stuck in the one slot or something for a little while. Ranked carrier play-by-play. I'll probably go for maybe another, probably 5 minutes. He's finishing up. Okay, well that's cool. I mean, we can do the carrier thing. For those that don't know me, they came over with Kidney Cowboy. My name is Ascant. I teach carrier play. I also teach anti-carrier play, anti-CV tactics. Because there are people that don't know, and frankly, you know, a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, CVs are just brain-meltingly awful. There's nothing you can do against them. It's awful. It's terrible. I hate this. Whatever." Well, I mean, if it turns out if you know how to fight them, they're not brain-meltingly awful. But a lot of people don't play them. A lot of people don't have the experience, so it's worth learning. So if people have questions in chat, can talk about mechanics, I can describe issues. If you go to the YouTube page that I have, !YouTube, there's literally a lessons playlist that's like 40 or 50 short clips long discussing CV mechanics, discussing what fighters are, how AA works, all sorts of shit. So, but in general, it's easiest just to ask. I might be preoccupied doing ranked stuff. There we go. So we got 2, so now it's just the waiting game. We did some cruiser stuff. I had fun in the Moskva. We got to break Petro guns and Moskva guns. It was kind of silly. Played a Venezia once, got a win in a Venezia. I'm actually familiar with the Venezia. I like that ship. Played a Legendary Des Moines. Did we get a win in that? I think we did. Legendary Des Moines was pretty brutal. We should have gotten a win in that one. I didn't check, but I mean, we should have gotten a win in it. And then, I don't know. Played a lot of Moskva, and it was interesting, but it was also rough. So, 1-2-2, and then a CV. Still 1-2-2. Just need one more of these to fill up. Alright, so we are against the Richthofen. Richthofen's going to have a severe amount of threat against a Des Moines, a severe amount of threat against a Minnow, and not as much against a Henry, because the Henry has some spaced armor. As far as the bombs go, they could really fuck up a Thunderer, so I mean, he's got a lot of good targets that he can go after. Midway does not specialize against cruisers, so outside of maybe getting a bunch of torps into the Stalingrad, not going to get a whole bunch of stuff done there. Which means we're really going to be kind of patrolling this front line, because the German CVs suck against destroyers. So it's kind of on us to, he's going to be harassing our cruisers, we're going to be harassing their front line. And if there's an opportunity to go for the Stalin or the Thunderer, I definitely can. Because I'm fighter build, my fighters cannot spot. Right, well, if the Henry and Des Moines go together, then that's probably okay. He probably comes at rocket planes. The question is if he goes for the Minotaur or not, which is the scary part. Yeah, he does go for the Minotaur. Fighter build.
All stations, protect that target.
Okay, came in over the island. He's not gonna have a shot on the Des Moines. Des Moines takes no damage or like extremely small Damage not of note. Stoffen's exposed. They're in Charlie. How long in this fighter? We're late on the reset because I wanted to place a fighter. We need to get a reset on Charlie. Fighter fucked off. Need to get a reset on Charlie. Which I cannot do. That actually looks pretty sexy. I do like the look of that. The AA looks different. I haven't actually seen that yet until just now. Lose a bunch of planes. Defensive fire Salem's not a joke. We lost 5 there. Didn't get the reset. They are up 6 points. So it's going to put it on us. We do know the Salem's defensive fire is down though, which means we can look for the Shimakaze, and we don't win this if the battleship committed as well, so...
All stations, retreat.
Yeah, Alpha is looking pretty rough for us.
We'll go.
Fuck. Too used to fighters. Misplay. Although, some people don't know what the new fighter looks like or what the new fighter means. So, I mean, that's potentially a thing we can use. And it also has a new drop noise? What the fuck? How did we get 5 bombs there? That's insane. I mean, I'm excited about it, I'm just confused. Shima cuts under. Oh my god, that new noise is weird. Not one hit. I don't get another drop. Realistically, I should bomb again.
I need intelligence down.
But really, if I could torp the Salem, I force the Salem out, in which case the Salem gets wrecked. So, it's gonna be the long con. I'm gonna have to come all the way over here to get the shot on the Salem, but that's how we're gonna dislodge the Salem. We're gonna dislodge with torps.
Get back.
Like, you don't win this. Okay, Shima's getting hurt, which is great. Shima's getting power dunked. Because of Minnow radar, probably. Oh my god. Haragumo and Minotaur, you're doing God's work.
I need intelligence down.
Fuck yes. Okay, so we're gonna work on the Salem now.
Get back.
Oh, buddy. It looks defensive fiery to me, but I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just the new flak animation or something. Start the attack around 4, because we're going to take a while to aim. There's a flak wall that we get to fly through, but I think I timed it between the wall. And we'll see. Salem is not a maneuverable god, so that might be a kill. Good. Okay, so we take that out. Can take bombs over here, see what we might be able to get into. I could try to bunker up on this island and use that as a place to offshoot from. And I need to get fighters for this Des Moines. I need to get fighters for this Des Moines, but the enemy Des Moines is gonna murder them. So that's a problem. But we might be able to bomb the enemy Des Moines off the map.
Straight fire on the target.
Okay, if rockets come over the Smolensk could theoretically kill some of them, so we're gonna drop the fighter over here to block that way onto the Des Moines. Be something like this. Okay, so the fighters will latch to the rocket planes immediately because they have enhanced reaction, so just latched, immediately comes in. That's gonna be 7 planes down. Does not get a... No way in fucking hell.
Reporting the position of a strategic target.
That's gonna murder some planes. I'm gonna hover around, drop another fighter. Because I can... I mean, he's fightered up the Des Moines, so there's not gonna be too much happening there. But I can drop a fighter to keep this guy at least going for the moment. And then we can work on this Des Moines, because the fighter, I think, is down. Fighter is not down, but it should be down soon. Maybe. Although I think he just gets refightered here. Did he get refightered? Kind of. Alright, well, our Des Moines is, well, dead. But I don't see a fighter derping around, which means we can drop on their Des Moines. Let's see if there's something we can do. Hello, folks coming in from Sea Raptor. I was told that he was saying really nice stuff about me, and that I should expect some love. So I am playing carriers in ranked. I was actually doing some cruisers and some destroyer play, but carrier's kind of what I'm known for. Carrier's kind of what I do, so we'll see if we can give y'all some ranked carrier play, see if we can make it happen. Alright, so I don't have fighters that spot. I actually am fighter build.
Good show.
So how about this? He's going after the Henry Knight right now. He might not know about the Minotaur, but that's going to give the Minotaur some cover. And I mean, I don't really want to win harder per se. I don't want to just come over here just so we can get rocketed and messed up and murdered, but I might actually come over just to get a little closer. You're playing interceptors? Yes. I do run fighter builds when I play ranked. Because if we go against an FDR, people don't know how to play against the FDR, so it gives me the ability to counteract the FDR. Although realistically, fighter builds are better used on like a German CV or something that's faster. The Midway is actually kind of slow. I just kind of reclaim this center area with the fighter. So I have enhanced reactions. So fighters do not, or interceptors do not spot. So well, for what? I'm trying to provide anti-ship support right now, dude. We can go in on the Stalin. He can't really turn in regards to a Thunderer, so we should be able to go in here. We might be able to take this down. It's got defensive fire going. That's the really nasty looking flak that we just limboed under. But I think we eat some here. Our heal was able to at least preserve the fact that we can make a drop, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna matter that much. I am out of fighters on the bombs. Probably get two, maybe? I don't know. He did hard turn. Is the Thunder gonna clap him? Thunder shells out. Can't see. Alright, so I'm gonna move over here. Yeah, Richthofen on the heart. Like, German CVs are not built. Cool, so Stalin is dead. German CVs are not built to be able to kill destroyers. They're just not. It's a giant waste of time. Thunderer on top of the Richthofen, we're not going to be able to get anything done there. There's fighters that are going to just automatically hover the Richthofen, so that's going to be automatic plane loss. We can, however, find the Smolensk, which maybe the Minnow and the Thunderer can help work on. Who was spotted here, so... Right. US bomber is extremely maneuverable. And he is power sliding, so he slides across the reticle. We only get the one bomb. Sad times. This new animation, or the new graphics are weird, man. The bombs look strange. Whiff.
Victory is in sight.
Sexy. We are keeping them lit. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do against them. So just the fact that even though the Smolensk has pretty decent AA, that we're able to kind of hover this for a while is useful. And whiff again. We could take torps. We could probably finish off the Richthofen with a single torp strike. Well, if he gets down about another 2,000 health. RNG says no. Yeah. Richthofen goes down. Smolensk is low. Torp plane's not going to do very much, but I will throw that over the Minotaur. So if he comes in, if he tried to rocket plane the Minnow, these would actually latch at long range. Although I think he's just, all his planes are gone, so it doesn't matter. Haragumo farms down the Thunderer, and we can attempt to light the Smolen just to finish it off. But this one is done.
Our team has taken the lead.
Okay, well, actually, Haragumo might not murder the Smolened. He does not. We can pen this. Pen is in like sheep herding kind of pen. Go out with bombs. Maybe we'll be a little more successful this time. Do I play Tiny Tims or HVARs? Hello, Deadweight. Thank you very much for the race, sir. I think it's been a little while since I've seen you. I play HVARs. So HVARs are a little more spammy. They're not very accurate since the reticle update that happened, well, 7-8 months ago. But because they're spammy, you have a likelihood of hitting a destroyer. So you've got HVARs are really for like destroyers and cruisers, and they can pen lightly armored battleships. Tiny Tims are for cruisers and battleships because they have much better pen and such. But there we go, got two there and down. Tiny Tim's more for battleships and cruisers, but you only chuck 9 of them, and the reticle is decently large, so if you're trying to throw something at a destroyer, it's just like, oh man, please. And in general, the Midway doesn't specialize against cruisers. The Midway has HE damage, which is really healable. Cruisers have heals. Your reticles are kind of like built for battleships, so you don't really have the ability to really drill a cruiser to a significant extent. You've been lurking, but yes, pretty low-key. Well, it's good to see you, Deadweight. Back to CVs. Yay, says Onos. So, for those that don't know me, hi, I am Ascance. I'm a CV player in KSC. Current clan battle seasons don't have CVs, so I don't play surface ships at a hurricane level. I might play destroyers at probably a storm, low typhoon level, and I really don't play battleships and cruisers very much at all. So, not playing. I got time on my hands. So, decided to do some ranked. We tried the key battle thing a little bit. And then, for the fun of it, I played some cruisers in ranked, which we basically won one, lost one, went back and forth. Did a little DD stuff, and then a few raids came in, so it's like, well, I mean, if people are raiding me, I play CVs, so I'll play some CV stuff. I do want to let people know as they come in, I teach CV, as in, like, I give people the ability to see it. I kind of talk through what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, as I'm doing it. But if you have questions about mechanics or questions in general, if you have questions about what could I do against a CV, I also teach anti-CV tactics. The community has pretty firm opinions about carriers, and when you don't know what to do to stop them, they feel really overpowered. So you can definitely ask questions, and I will try to enumerate on what you can do or how things could have been different. Yes, kick it to paint. Sometimes I'll swap it over to a paint program and use it like a chalkboard. Hey, clusterfucks. And for those that were with Sea Raptor, he does run a clean stream. He does not swear or let his tongue get away from him. But I, unfortunately, in middle school, I made a conscious decision to swear to try to fit in. It didn't work, but it got drilled into me so badly. I don't do it in workplace stuff, which is good, but playing games is such a personal thing to me that I just kind of went into this knowing I think I'm gonna swear, it's gonna happen. So I talk as a person. So, and he was saying the nicest things about you. Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I try to be nice. No one ever complains about CVs. Nah, nobody ever complains about CVs. But in all seriousness, so Late stream tonight? I got home late. I got home at like 5:30, and then after work you're kind of just like, you know, just kind of like melting a little while, just sort of unwinding, and then before I knew it, it was 6:45, and well, I try to stream every day, from like 5 until something, but work's just been going long, and well, I wanted to stream, so here I am doing the stream thing. But I am going to do exclamation YouTube, and the reason I'm going to do it, for those that are curious, I put a bunch of stuff up. You know, I put up games, I put up lessons, I put up things that I talk to, whatever. So if you try to just look at the video thing, I think it'd probably be just this big explosion of stuff. And it's hard to sift through all that to figure out, like, what the hell am I looking for? So I have playlists, and I try to like give things naming conventions and headers as to what the heck they are. So the lessons playlist is like 40 or 50 clips long. So if you're curious about how you could do something in a destroyer, a CV, it's there. Plus it's describing concepts, what AA is on ships, how it works, how it interacts with things. You've been slowly going through them? Well, woot. And I have some discussions with notable folks. Probably the two most notorious folks that I've had were a Pulley Cat and a Razor. And the conversations are literally just that. It's a conversation. So it can meander, it can wind around, and I don't treat it as a debate. But if you wanted to hear two people that were passionate about a topic just kind of talking about it at like I guess you could say a high level, they literally run 2, 3, 4 hours. So some people are like, to heck with that. But I mean, if you're driving around, you can kick it on, just kind of chill to it. You're new to carriers? Well, fairly. You're currently running to see CVs. Let me take rocket planes. Double Summers, double Battleship. We are against the Midway, so we're going to have to try to screen for our destroyers here. Again, we do not have much success against cruisers. We can go in on battleships, but the battleships need to be where we can go in on them. So until then, we're mostly looking and screening. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop this fighter here. The reason for this is to cover the Summers as he moves in, but it's also to prevent the spotting of the enemy Midway. So if the Midway comes over here, he's not going to spot anything, because obviously nothing's gone over there yet. If he wants to cut across, this is normally going to be where you cut across for spotting. He can't walk through this, otherwise he gets stuck. So at this point, he's stuck over on this flank, unable to spot the other flank, because the fighter's in the way. And the interceptor will not be baited off by a patrol fighter. So I'm going to use the line I just described. I'm going to go underneath this interceptor to try to get some spotting off. And because we're kind of bobbing and weaving to dodge some flak and stuff. Other thing is, since we don't really have a... Well, that could be interesting, but if he strikes the Summers, he might... Nope, I don't get that shot. Summers AA is terrible. I'm not going to take this shot. I'm going to preserve the planes. Their Midway's going in on our Summers. Well, I'm going in on their Summers, so at least it's even. Our Summers is angled, though, which is nice. And I have no idea where this guy is. Take a hit, 1300 damage, not very much. We did get the Summers to smoke, which is kind of a big win. Question is, where is the other DD? There is the other DD. Well, now we know. So I don't have the ability to turn here. I'm just going to YOLO in on the Stalin because at least it's something I can do, but all we really did was lose planes, which sucks. So this Summers to smoke is down. We can try to screen the Charlie cap. Okay. Secret Agent Shima is on the case. Sorry, Brack, I will have to get back to you on that question. I do tend to get a little lost when I'm doing, ranked stuff. Ohio Stalin, that's approachable. I mean, it's 2 ships. We're gonna get hurt if we do it. Shima's often nowhere land, so that's kind of silly, but we can bully the Summers, or we could bully the Summers there. This Summers still has smoke. Right, cool. So we have locked on in this, and this guy has no support. None. His smoke is down, the Venezia is not close enough. The Thunder is not close enough. Nobody is able to assist this guy, which means we're able to light him. The Zhao can shoot at range, the Stalin can shoot at range. We obviously can bomb. Didn't do anything, but nonetheless, like, we have the ability to be on this. We got too close to the sun, and the Venezia is going to melt some of our wings. We're on the edge of the Thunderer. Three end caps. Sexy. Should be going for this to get resets. Unfortunate. But we're just gonna stick on what we can stick on. Summers is still not using AA. Might just be worth lighting him, but... Oh my god, you serious with this? We lose this plane to the Venezia Thunderer, so nothing's gonna happen there. We have to actually start reversing because of the threat of the Summers just charging down mid. Midway torps on the Burgoyne. See, we're all split up. And we don't have the ability to actually dislodge any of this crap. He's hiding. That's not cool. Alright, how do we break a way in if we can't deal with the destroyers at all? This is gonna be tough, guys. Alright, so we're gonna pop that. It's gonna cover the Burgoyne at least, kind of give them some time to reposition and potentially heal. I don't know what the Shima is doing. I do see an Ohio here. We can chisel. Bombers coming out for the Shima. Hopefully the Shima uses island cover and doesn't overcommit and get murdered. That fighter goes down, so if he's coming over this way, he's not on top of the Summers, which means we can either go for the Summers or we can go for the Ohio. We can go for the Ohio. The Ohio's not in the fighter. And he's not gonna... Dude, bro, where are you going? Please! I don't know. He drops here and cuts out so he doesn't latch the interceptor, so... I guess it allowed the Burgoyne to move or something. Like, what? You see the bombers on the map looking at you. You know they're there. We did spot the Summers. Maybe the Burgoyne will realize, oh shit, torps. Okay, got really lucky there. Triple bomb hit. More of that, please.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
And the Summers got scared, so he's like full speed. He doesn't want to sit in his smoke anymore. It's okay. We have to recall because fighters. Why? I don't get it. But Shima has terrible AA, so just like with the Summers before, Midway gets to climb all over him. We can run over there and drop a fighter to try to give him the space to move, but is this guy gonna do anything?
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
Please, friends. Caps are important, friends. Whatever. Okay, so at least this kind of cock blocks him. Stalin is low. Ohio is hurt. I remember that. Summers is in smoke. Summers is dead to a torp. Unexpected, but fun. Let's get out here and try to block this line as well. He might try to bomb the Stalin. Might go all the way out for the Yamato. That's also a possibility. He will go for the Stalin because it's extremely low. Please, please. Come on, guys, you gotta give me something. You gotta give me something here. Whatever. Maybe we eat a torp. Nope. We're bowing or whatever. And he's just back on the Shima.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Yeah, not gonna be a lot happening here. So,
The enemy is about to win.
here's the thing. I play carrier, I play support carrier. I don't run around trying to just murder bitches. That's not my gig. But in order to support you, I need the ability to see a way for you, like, I need to see the way forward. And there was no way forward. There was no, we're threatening this, we're taking this, we're doing that. It was just kind of, they took some positions and they waited to die. Which is a problem. And a carrier doesn't overcome that. I mean, I can bomb something. All right, we might be up to 80k damage. Maybe the Stalin is dead. Maybe the Venezia is dead. But we still don't have any caps. We still don't have any board position. So that's going to be a problem. I mean, he hard turns, but maybe he hard turns in front of the Zao. It's just, there's nothing here. Secret Agent Shima is still alive. That's the real win. That's the real win here, you're correct. We're gonna keep the bow pointed toward the enemy. Something, guys. Somewhere. Thunder is able to pen through the bow with HE, so even though we're armored, the Thunder can continue to deal significant damage to us. And that's defensive fire. Thunder is covered in 32, so at least there's that. Maybe we can torp something here. Hey, bruh.
Teammate, I need your support.
Brand.
Roger. Proceeding to
That's shattering. Those are the Thunder shells, I think, though. I don't know. Okay. Lewis says, I love how they, at the start, they sat in a blob for the first 5 minutes, then decided to go solo and completely isolate themselves across the board. So, like, literally, there's got to be a way in. And our Summers kind of went over here to do some reverse stuff and hold or whatever. Cool. I don't think there was radar on that side. But then he just kind of didn't take the cap. We spotted the enemy DD for him. Nope, just sort of left. CV wasn't over there. CV went somewhere else. Okay, so we don't have this cap. Their Summers just was able to walk in, got fighter cover. Cool. There was no, nobody other than me to bully him out, I guess, but... I suppose if I had patrol fighters, I could use patrol fighters to counter the enemy CV's patrol fighters because they would latch each other, and then I could go in on the DD, although he would just smoke. So we still need somebody to be able to root him out. Because if a destroyer smokes, like if a Summer blows smoke, that's 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes almost. I mean, you cap in 40 seconds, so... gets the cap, waits for me to go somewhere else, and then leaves, rejoins his team, and then he's safe again. It was just... there was no way in. So... I don't know. Eventually, I guess, you know, I was trying maybe to look for the Ohio, look for the Stalin. They're still on top of each other. They're able to support each other. So me going in on Ohio, I'm going to lose 2 to 3 planes going in. So like, if I try to bomb an Ohio that's completely isolated, I come in with 12 bombers, lose 2 to 3, come in, bomb. That's another 3 that leave. Spin around, lose 2 to 3 coming back in, and then bomb again, so you can bomb them twice. Stalingrad's there, that changes the math. That kicks it up to 4, 5, maybe 6 planes lost on the way in. So it's a one-way trip, and it's twice as expensive to get there. But that's not a bad thing to do, but the Midway was just constantly flying over the Ohio Stalin, dropping fighter, dropping fighter, dropping fighter. So it's just like, okay, That's not gonna happen. All right, cool. Stuff wide? I mean, the stuff wide didn't matter. We needed to somehow wrestle cap control. So it's... Whoa. Hello, Old Master. Old Master K89, rating with a party of 2. Thank you very much for coming over, hanging out. What would happen if I try to be super aggressive? Well, again, so like, let's pretend I was super aggressive and I had an additional 60 to 80,000 damage. Did that somehow win us the cap? Where did we move forward from there? So, okay, we killed one ship, maybe half of another ship. What was our team's positioning going to do? What would they actually have responded with to make use of that damage? I don't see it. Yes, we outrated. Thank you very much, Old Master. I have not ever seen Old Master that I can think of, so if you can, please go ahead and let some folks know about you. Who are you? What do you do? More than welcome to introduce yourself to the folks that are here. Ah, okay, COG. So I'm part of the casual organization of global gamers. It's a thing that was started by Wookie. Wookie was telling me that when he started streaming, you know, it was like... He streamed for about a year before he even really started to catch on. And, you know, he would ask people for, what do you do with this? How do you do this? How do you improve this? Etc. And, just wasn't able to find answers. So he decided to make a stream team where the goal was, it's a bunch of people that are kind of able to help each other. I'm going to admit, I don't really say anything in the Discord. I'm pretty aloof, I guess. But I mean, I'm always available if somebody wants to talk. But the concept of just being in it, trying to be able to help each other, I definitely agree with. I teach CVs, why? So that I can help people. I'm part of that. So I've been a member of the COG for, I don't know, 2 months, maybe 3 months. Alrighty, so the big thing is, we need to get B before they get C. And I'm wasting a lot of time spinning around in damn circles here. So Marceau, Smallland, those are going to be pretty thorny. We need our Summers to start capping B. Their Des Moines is going to start capping C. That's fine. Can drop this. Which might actually surprise motherfucker this dude, depending on how he turns. Oh, he actually gets latched and loses planes here. Although, he's going to, some of the planes will get shot down by the Des Moines, maybe? There's the small end. Alright, so we're gonna get some resets here. That's gonna assure that B is gonna get capped before theirs. And what Midway ended up recalling. So we didn't actually get any plane kills, but we completely stopped the movement of the enemy CV and forced him to recall. Which is a win in and of itself. Be nice if we get a reset here. I don't think that's gonna happen. We got 5 people here, we got 2 people a day, 3v2. This is gonna be the place to push. These guys don't necessarily need to,
Get back.
These guys don't need to start charging into a 4-man enemy structure. AA could murder some planes. I don't think that latches. I think he actually just recalled. Which again is fine. If we're able to stop the Midway from doing something, well then the Midway doesn't get to do something. So that is a win. 1 bomb, not great. Lost 3 planes to do it. Marceau still opened up. Can we spin, maybe get on the Petro? Lose another plane. Lose another plane. I think Petro just activated defensive fire, maybe? We get to drop with 2 though. Hopefully it does something useful. We can torp into the Petro, because Petro is not maneuverable. He's looking to torp the Kremlin? Or maybe the Stalingrad. He wants to torp the Stalingrad. I wish I still had the mod that told me how long I have. Cool. So we get to block that. He's going to go off and harass the Kremlin instead. So realistically, he's not going to take this as a torp angle. And we're going to go back and try to find this Petro. So.
Get back.
Yeah, no. Petro's a thing. I don't know why the hell the Marceau is spotted. So can we push the Petro forward? We might not get the kill on the Petra, but we might push him out of hiding. Which would be kind of cool. 3 torps if he doesn't move. 2 torps because he is moving. And we lose some planes here. We only get to drop with 2, I think, before we actually get the aim. Yeah. So we at least made him do a little bit of a wiggle, but it wasn't going to be enough. Just torping the Yoshino. Hopefully the Yoshino doesn't get murdered too badly.
Teammate, I need your support. Received. I'm on it.
I need to update my mods. I miss the mods, man.
Reporting the target position.
Hey, Falcon. Hello.
Intelligence data.
Gonna drop the fighter, try to keep the Stalin up.
All stations, concentrate fire. Get back.
Again, it's like, well, whatever. It's 3v3 at the moment, so there's that. We do have the fighter up. That's gonna divert the bombers. Bomber's gonna go over to Bravo now because they can't do anything over here. Drop hard turn left. We still control planes while the bombs are dropping. Got really lucky with 5 bombs. Usually a cruiser's gonna be 2 to 3. Oh, we're hard detected by the Smolensk. That's a bitch. And we kind of overshot here because he just slammed on the brakes. But Petro probably goes down. And we are detected by the Smolensk. It's fine. We can angle to this. Oh, Marceau works. Up the engine boost. Maybe. Nope. Your 10 rockets got nerfed. Woo! I don't remember what the torp range on a Marceau is. I think it's like 8. So he might not have been able to torp us, but he might have been able to torp us. So being able to angle to this direction is going to be good.
Retreat now.
Why is this guy not dead? Come on, guys. Really? Okay. Let's try to get this guy dislodged because they're just really scared of him, I guess. Smol's working on him. Marceau is down. Who gets bombed? Smol gets bombed. Smol's in smoke. Smol doesn't get bombed. Which means...
Problem solved, sir.
we live. We probably eat 1 torp, but we live. Alright, so Shiki or Smolensk?
All stations, retreat.
These guys, don't push. Don't walk into the Smolensk just so you can get wrecked by torps. Oh, Smolensk is lit. We might have to go over and work on that. Trimmed off some bombers. Holy shit. Okay, cool, that lived. Shikishima's AA does not suck. Yamato's AA sucks. Shikishima's AA does not suck. Try to drop so we can include the back half of the ship. Basically, the rear of the ship is rarely saturated, so if we can get bomb drops onto the rear of the ship, that's actually pretty nice. Okay, Smolensk is running. Shiki is still a thing. I think I work on the Smolensk here. Maybe we spot the Venezia, give them some information.
Our victory is in sight.
Speaking of, Stalin is still weak. Actually need to come over here and fighter this. Kremlin is in exposed position.
All forces, requesting cover fire.
Please, bro. Please, bro. Why is the Summers running? Well, the Summers realizes that we're winning, so there's no reason to be over there. Alright, so we're gonna attack into the fighter. We're gonna lose 1, maybe 2 planes coming in. Fighter's gonna take a little second to latch. It just did, which means it kills 1 plane. Because we lost 2 planes going in on the Shiki anyway, so that's why we did the pre-drop. So we got to come in, the fighter killed a plane. That's not gonna be that bad. We can start working on the Shiki again with torps. And since we know where the Smolensk is, and the torps have passed us, we can move forward again. Yeah, the new graphics are pretty rockin'. And also, I like how the new graphics are less noisy, I guess you could say.
Team has taken the lead.
Because the graphics being as noisy as they were, sometimes it was hard to see through it. But it really feels like they've made them more concise. Which means it's a little easier to kind of see what's going on in the screen. It's not quite so spammy, which I really enjoy. Alright, so we don't have a fighter on the Stalin. He might get bombed or torped or whatever. But this is the theater that matters. So we could spot the Smolensk. I'm not going to land any torps on this. This is not going to matter. But it's going to keep them busy while we gain points. We do get to spot a Venezia. Take some torps at a Venezia. Again, it's not going to matter, but it's going to keep them busy. Which is just going to help them do anything else while the points tick up. Hopefully before our Stalingrad gets murdered. Ooh, that feels weird. That feels like you're in a car and you start reversing. That works out pretty well. And you're like, what? Am I moving? Or something? That's the first time I actually watched the torps. All right, so we are against an FDR. So we've got the fighter tech. Hopefully we can try to keep him down. It's got 2 big battleships the FDR is going to be looking to farm, and the FDR, if we drop fighters, the FDR can just recall. Can just bail. Nah, not losing. Not today, Satan. But it is worth noting that if the FDR travels halfway across the map just to recall, the FDR didn't get to do anything. It travels back across the map just to recall again. The FDR didn't get to do anything. Over and over and over again. Which CV line is my favorite? When the rockets got changed, they really all kind of came into parity. So I don't really have a favorite. I have, for some reason, I have an affinity for the British line. It's cutting off. It just doesn't... He wants to dodge the... whatever. You're gonna keep screening him, though. Come over here and see if we might be in time to reset Bravo. We can also continue to bully this. It just redropped or something? Cuts out again. Doesn't really have a line on the Stalin as long as the Stalin plays close to the rock. We might be in time to be able to reset Bravo, maybe. I don't know if it's the Summers though. Not the Summers, it's a Nevsky. Summers might also be here. Sadly, I run out of boost, so I don't know if I actually catch this to be able to drop him. He turned in, though. So that's a whiff. I wish I could see how long on this fighter remaining. Fighter peels off.
Attack enemy aircraft.
Might go for us. There we go. He does? Yeah, he does. That might actually... No, it didn't latch. He's just pulling time. But, I mean... He's also not able to do very much, so... There is that. That should force a recall. Well, it won't force a recall, but he'll lose planes. So that latches, that forces a recall. So we haven't really been able to do anything. He hasn't really been able to do anything. That leaves it to a surface ship fight, and so far we're winning. This is a concern though, because it's 2v3. I have to play central. If he works on this, it gets real nasty. Goes on the Kerr first.
Hanging there.
We can bomb the Ohio after.
All stations, requesting fire support.
Takes a one-way shot. Actually need to preserve this so I can strike the Ohio. Fighter comes in, but it's only going to kill probably one plane. Yeah, we still get the drop. Let's go back over here, be prepared to refighter and bully the FDR still. And...
Requesting fire support.
Timed the fighter, gets the drop. Recalls. Recalls immediately.
Get back.
Bro, where the fuck are you going? You notice that you're at 30,000 health? Alright, so CV should be coming over to Alpha. Realize you want to shoot the Wooster, but what is it going to get you? You have to help Alpha. It's going to go for Alpha.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
Maybe we can go for the Stalingrad?
Support the allied target. Attack enemy aircraft.
Henry's down. This was rough. You already knew you were outmatched. Gets a single attack at least. And we swing on the Stalin. Although as he comes across, if he drops a fighter, it does kind of block us from the Stalin, which is... Although, hell, he's dead, so does it even fucking matter?
I need intelligence data.
Fighter gets murdered. Swing out and around.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. Attention, reporting the target. Hanging there. Help is on the way.
Y'all doing something? Something gonna happen there, friends? FDR is gonna start working on these guys.
All stations, retreat. Get back.
Alright, he's just gonna get wrecked.
Hanging there. Help is on the way.
Alright, so he dies to bombers. It's well played, FDR.
need fire support.
Hey, look, the Kerfist is dead. I mean, shock. Has autopilot been fixed? It was corrected a patch or two ago where you can more easily reverse, which is nice, but... Ugh. Why did they have to push through? Why couldn't we just take this and hold? That's unfortunate. Now they've taken so far to get all the way over here that the thought that they're even going to be able to come back and do anything against Alpha is just... It's just not even a thing. It's not even possible. So, yeah, that's a problem. We just lose. They held ground that they were outmatched in, and they overextended into ground that they didn't hold. Why do we see the Stalingrad? Well, the likelihood that I can hit anything that's not the Stalingrad is pretty low. So... Four torps, maybe. It's not going to be much. No, Stalin full excelled. So he got some juke. Couldn't really see with the smoke cloud in the way, so... Do the best you can. It's pre-drop for the Nevsky. You're not going to get multiple shots on this. Summers v. Daring, okay. Yeah, it's Nevsky plus Summers. No, you needed to hide in the smoke cloud. I could spot for him if he was in the smoke cloud. But that's a no. That's not gonna happen. Start getting worked on by the Nevsky now. Wasn't sure if the Summers was gonna turn in or not. Confirm the reticle, take the drop. Nope. Sexy. Okay. Well, unfortunate. I think if, you know, we had people here, we had a line, I'm sitting stationary, I can respond to the FDR. But the further they go, like, the harder it is for me to drop fighters or assist them. I just, brutal.
Our team depends upon you.
We eat one. We were not able to bully the FDR. Well played, actually. I'm gonna compliment him real quick. Very well played, FDR. Did a whole lot of baits. As far as fighter placement, it was excellent. Would be nice if I was in like a German CV or something with faster planes rather than having to rely on the bombs and the torps. But, I mean, playing the FDR, there's just so many damn destroyers. It gets rough. Eye-opening, and most don't understand what CVs are /will/trying to do. I mean, in the old model, you have CVs that are directly head-to-head per se. Planes v planes. Ooh, you have your fighter consumable, your fighter planes, and they're trying to strafe other planes or whatever. Well, I don't come from the RTS era, so I don't have a depth of knowledge to speak on that. But What you are doing is you're fighting to help your team hold, take, brace, whatever, the map. And constantly when you look at the map, you'll notice, oh shit, this is on fire. Oh shit, there's a small fire over there too. And it's like you're flying a bucket of water over there trying to do something to put some of the flames out. Now, if there's a 1v1 battleship and you come over and deal 10,000 damage, that might tilt it in your team's favor. Great. This is handled right now. You go off and do something else. Oh, your battleship just took 20,000 damage from something. The battleship landed a good shot, or a torp came in, or whatever. Well, now the fire kicked back up again. We have to pay attention to this. So it's more that you're looking at the map and you've got your little gift basket of 10,000 damage. Well, where are you going to put it? What are you going to do with it? You're going to go over here, you're going to torp the battleship, you're going to go over here, you're going to bomb the DD. Destroyers are very important, but just because destroyers are very important doesn't mean a battleship moving forward isn't going to kill 2 of your teammates. It's whatever's important at the time and what you feel that you have to respond to, what you have to make happen. There's 2 types of CV players, at least in my, the way that I look at it. There's support CVs and there's striker CVs. Striker CVs run around dealing lots of damage, or at least as much damage as they can in a CV. You could watch somebody play a Venezia that's extremely skilled in cruiser and they're going to consistently nail 150, 200, 250,000. So seeing a CV that does 150, 200, 250,000, I mean, they deliver it differently, but it's not that other ships can't do it. So it's not really about the damage, it's about what you do with the damage. What ship can you cripple? What ship can you make move? What ship can you force into a position that it doesn't want to be into? So again, it's like, how do you try to manipulate the map in your team's favor? While the enemy CV is doing the same thing. How do I manipulate positions? And if you don't want to be manipulated, you need to harden up your position with additional AA. So having a second ship near you, having some additional something going on. If you're alone, you might bait the CV to attack you. I can try to bolster a position with a fighter. It's a temporary thing. It's a little 60-second consumable that's going to give them a little bit more resistance to being manipulated, resistance to being attacked. But again, it's like, if there's multiple fires on the map, if this is on fire and this is on fire, it's like, sometimes it's just overwhelming. How the hell do you keep up? All right, so once again, we're gonna try to make sure that we get B before they get C. Audacious is an interesting customer. Both of our battleships can be bombed by the Audacious for extreme value. We did get some team positions. We know where the Moskva is. What have we not seen? We haven't seen one of the cruisers. We haven't seen a Des Moines. Alright, cool. So Smollett is in Bravo. I'm actually going to YOLO in on the Stalin here because we're going to get Bravo before they're going to get Charlie. And I mean, nobody's really getting effective fire on the Stalin. So we're just going to go ahead and take this shot because we're going to need to go over to Alpha. Because that's where their DD is, which means they're going to cap that before us, and it was a waste of planes, so didn't even matter. So we're going to go over to Alpha, we're going to try and make that happen. You go for the DD for the first couple minutes or your team bitches at you? I mean, sometimes that's something you do, but... Alright, so we've got a Stalin, a Kremlin looking at Charlie. We've got 3. So 3v2, this is technically to our favor, but if these guys are going to push, they're going to start getting crossfired, and that can be rough. I actually dropped the fighter too close, so the fighter just gets murdered. That doesn't do anything. I was kind of hoping it might linger back a little bit. We still have not seen the Des Moines. Which is really strange. There we go. There's the Des Moines. Do we get to attack this? Come on, cool. Come on, timer. Fucking reload, please. We lose a plane. We might even lose 2 planes. Oh, nope. We got to drop. We hit with 2 for what it's worth. If we see the Moskva, we can torp it. So we could torp in this way and try to force him forward. Or we could try to torp across this angle maybe where it's more wide. Might go forward, might go backward. If we torp from this lane, we have very little guarantee of damage. But if he gets forced out, then he gets, you know, beat on by a Burgoyne, beat on by a Salem, and he's not sitting there behind an island. But we still have to be able to see him, which is a concern. Or we could work on a Kremlin maybe. Oh, and they're resetting Charlie. That's so great. That's like really, really great. Why the hell the Stalin is wasting his time over here, I don't quite understand. That is bizarre to me. But we're gonna go in on the Moskva. See if we can... Oh, shit. Well, we don't get to see the Moskva now, so that's a problem. And drop his last known position. Hell, who knows? Pop the heel while I'm turning. Just try and be able to get this off. Moskva is low. Moskva's cutting forward. Realistically, two torps. He's dead. Unless he pops a heel, he takes 3 torps, he goes down. Smolin, where? What the hell?
Off to a great start.
Okay. Salem's moving forward. There's a Summers. Here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna use the CV to try to bolster over here. I might be able to drop fighters as I pass by. We have 3v2. We've got a Salem radar. We've got a Stalin radar if he ever gets off the rock. So we should be able to take A probably, which means I can kind of bolster this flank. I don't really know why the Thunder was freaking out about AA, but okay. We can actually cut in to get onto the... Can cut in on the Kremlin here. Because the fighter doesn't cover the Kremlin. Son of a bitch! The new flak formula does seem to work fairly well. We're gonna bomb on the rear of the ship. Try and get use of this rear unsaturated section. Most of the saturation on a BB happens in the center. So if we HE bomb the center, we're gonna lose damage. Also maybe the nose as well. There we go. Okay. And we got some good hits in on him. We got about 35. Salem went down to the Des Moines, so we have to be over here. Ugh. Please. What are you doing? Get in the fight.
Teammate, I need your support. All forces, provide cover for that target.
Help! Hell, maybe the Des Moines just rams the Burgoyne? In which case the Summers backcaps A? I don't know. I guess he's trying to pressure the Kremlin, but like... Bruh? Burgoyne's just gonna ram the Des Moines.
We'll go.
Maybe he doesn't have any health? Okay, well he lived. That's cute. Alright, so we got torps out for the Kremlin. Kremlin is broadside to a Thunderer. Thunder is shooting HE, as Thunderers tend to do. Kremlin should be thinking more, or thinking like, what am I doing with my life? Which means he wants to turn out. I don't know if that matters though. Please use AP Thunderer. Okay, well we got some AP happening. They have a heal in 4 seconds, which is not gonna matter. We're just gonna take the drop. We're gonna try and keep this dude scared straight. Yuck, yuck. I mean, his fear of torpedoes that did about 10,000, 12,000 damage to him. Ultimately, that's what his mitigation did, and he just got nailed for it. So that was not the right play. CV damage. If I get full broadsides into a Kremlin, I mean, if I get 6 torps into him, I'm probably doing about 18, which is a lot. I'm not saying it isn't a lot. Being broadside to a Thunderer and a Stalin, that's a lot more. That was not the correct choice. He moved because I guess the Stalin was scaring the shit out of him, so at least I'm happy the Stalin did the thing. But I can't agree with what he chose to do there. That was pretty bizarre. Black Stop's aiming at 3.5. It'll continue to populate where we saw it, but it's not updated, which means once we get into 3.5, we can take our attack run. If there were other ships here, their flak might still be going. Ugh, please. Please. But we definitely lose another plane. We might lose 2. Can we turn on this? Not really. Whatever. We got a hit. Alright, so at this point we're up pretty far. I don't expect this to happen outside of the summer's double striking. I think this one's pretty safe. As a destroyer player, we don't bitch if you spot. Yeah, CVs can spot, absolutely, but here's where the problem comes in. Enemy CV is making plays. Enemy CV is going somewhere again. So if it's like 2v2, right? If it's 2v2 over at A, and the enemy CV comes over, does 10,000. 10,000 is not a lot. But if I don't do 10,000, well, that theoretically, if our teams are trading evenly, their team's now ahead. Okay, well, I'm spotting for the other flank. I'm helping a destroyer shoot from a smoke cloud. I'm helping somebody get some shots in. Great. If the surface ships are out trading the enemy CV because I'm spotting for them, fuck yeah. It's absolutely easy to spot for people. Do not care. The problem is when there's a fire over here and there's a fire over here, and me spinning around in a circle spotting and leaving these guys to just sit in a burning building, it's a problem. So often CV's gonna come over somewhere, drop a bucket of water, good luck. Go to the other side, drop a bucket of water, good luck. Maybe go back to the first side, drop a bucket of water, good luck. There's so many constant interactions that it's not about just sitting in one spot, spinning in a circle, spotting until something gets shot. Even if it's a destroyer, like, the destroyer has to be in a position that matters. The destroyer has to be in a position where people can land hits on the destroyer. It's more complex than that. Yeah, GG. Oh, were you in there? That is true. Some people seem to think that CVs see through smoke, which they do not. So one thing that's nice about Gold League is it has more stars. The one thing that's sad about Gold League is it has more stars. So it's going to take more time, more of a commitment to really go through and do it. Some people do telegraph their position in smoke. That's true. Some people have really rapid fire guns and they're just laying down fire while you could just be like, you're there. Bam. So, yes, that does happen sometimes. The stream should be mandatory? Well, this is here. So the reason why I do this, if you go to Twitch and you hop in most channels and you ask a question about a CV, the response is, fuck you, and then you get banned. That's pretty much as far as that goes. We don't talk about CVs here. So you don't get any information. You don't learn how to counter a CV. All you learn is how to bitch about a CV. That doesn't give you anything. That's not useful. So this is a place where people that play CVs can hang out, see some CV play, talk about shit. It's okay. But it's also for people, you don't have to like CVs to be here. It's perfectly okay. As long as you're respectful, just ask questions, learn. There is counterplay. There are ways to address situations, but you need to be able to see or, you know, go through a situation where you can learn from it to be able to grab on that information. So it's a place for people to hang out, but it's also a place for information. Typically when I teach carriers, I have flight instructor as what I say. Ranked sessions, I'm not as informative because I tend to get lost in the competition of the moment. Okay, so the other FDR player that we were against was Chef's Kiss. Did a fucking great job. Was dodging fighters left and right, baiting fighters out left and right, and while I was going after him, I was not forcing him to recall, which meant he was still spotting, was still having a present, was still threatening flanks on the team because I wasn't forcing him away. Most FDR players do not play that well. They start losing fighters or they start recalling to avoid fighters, and we deny the enemy their presence against us. All right, so we see some some bombers here. Gonna drop about half a grid square in front of them. There we go. That's gonna latch. He's got a fighter consumable, which is not going to stop him. And fighter latches now. There we go. It's on him. It's gonna track him down, and that's gonna be 7 planes. So he can recall or he can lose 7. And I think right now he's going, what the fuck? And he's about to lose 7 planes. Cool. So that takes him down to 2. 2 is still enough that he can go in and bomb something, but 2 is low enough that he probably loses 1 on the way in, and then he only gets to bomb with half a squad. So he can look around, he can see whatever he's going to see. Once he loses a plane, it nerfs his damage in half, and then he might even lose the second plane before he gets there. The FDR does have... Yeah, he took some flak. We can see the streaming smoke. So we still have some more fighters. We're going to keep on the spotting. We've already burned literally a third of his bombing wave because he starts with 21 planes of each type. It's coming out with some more bombers. Okay. Daring lights himself, but that means he's not taking the cap, so that's useful. I'm still going to hang around because I want a position to try to cock block these bombs, or at least try to. Try and keep him penned. So we're not striking, but nor is he. So as far as CV influence is going, we've got some spotting. Well, we have some plane damage, sorry, but I mean, there is some latent spotting just by the fact that we're around. Okay. I don't really have a target for the rocket planes. He might try to drag the fighters back to his team to get them shot down. He just ended up recalling, which is fine. Holy God, our Moskva is getting
All
dunked.
forces, provide cover for that target. All stations, protect that target.
He's dead. Moskva's dead. So that's a problem. And because they're wrapping so wide, we don't have a way to stop this. We have to start moving the hull. Get the fuck out. We'll do this. We'll try and get some cock block on. He doesn't have a fighter on the rocket planes, which means we can try to spot and reset the daring. Jesus fuck, Austin. How you doing? You having a good day, bro? Alright, so we get to spot the daring a little. Oh, okay, so it's the small end over here that took the cap. Got it. I see, said the blind man. Long turned off his A so he wouldn't be spotted, but it's not really gonna matter. So we're not even gonna get... Well, okay, we got 2 hits. Sexy. Something happened. That's useful. Let's keep moving before we get dumpstered. I don't know if the Burgoon has range on us, so I'm assuming that's no. Again, he doesn't have fighters for us.
Get back. Roger. Proceeding to assist you.
Well, You don't have to proceed to assist me. Okay, I guess I have to trim this guy. Interesting. Just pop the fighter now. That probably latches as he's in his attack animation. But I think he gets out. The defensive fighter latched, but it didn't trim off very many. It's fine. We took a little bit of damage, we didn't take a lot. We try to bomb the Venezia. Austin is going to be like a serious, extreme amount of AA oof zone. I should have recalled and done that earlier rather than try to chase. I should have just dropped the fighter from the carrier hull. Okay, these guys are pretty grouped up. It's unlikely that's going to result in some murder death off of the torpedo planes. They're in a pretty good position where I don't think the torps are going to do a lot. Oh wow, little AA flashes. That's kind of cute. We got 2, which is something. That's kind of cute. Fail. I don't have a way in on the DDs covered by the Austin. We can try to work on the Venezia Stalin. These guys, again, I think they're in pretty decent positions, but we need to somehow get these caps or get kills.
Solved, sir.
That's going to be an issue. Alright, Summers is spotted. Summers is going to pull CV aggro. FDR sucks at fighting destroyers. So that's not going to be a huge thing to be scared of. We're going to try and work on this stuff. We're not going to have a lot of damage, though. It's kind of a problem.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
Why are you run... I don't know. It's fine. Venezia's AA is actually rather strong, but it's very short-ranged. So we do have to pay attention to this, but the Stalin, I think, is our main target, because this guy is extremely maneuverable, so it's very unlikely that we're going to do very much to him. And since he's in smoke and the Stalin can't spot us, he doesn't get to shoot us at the moment. But we will be spotted as we come over the island. Start the attack. If the Stalin is backing up, I'm going to slam on the brakes so we can figure out where the hell this guy is, maybe. And we can drop. Use the slingshot portion, which is the camera is watching the ammunition. So we don't take damage at that time. We're going to use that portion to move forward and try to... Oh, son of a bitch. Whatever. We'll just take the drop. Well, we took a bite out of him. We did something. Let's try to move forward with the hull. We can bow tank in, maybe. Hey, late stream. Hello, Etho. Do we get to keep the Roma you got out of a container? Yeah, probably. You got it out of a container, sure. Alright, so FDR is still off to the Summers. God knows that's going to take forever and go nowhere. So we have hurt the Stalin. There's the Austin. Don't really want to fuck with the Austin. We did get a flood, and he repaired the flood. So we might be able to set a fire on the Stalingrad. Holy shit, well, 6k. I mean, we might actually just be able to hurt... Fucking, really? Sure. We got a fire, though. The fire sticks. Hey! What bullshit is this? Venezia got taken out by the Austin. I mean, he's burning, right? It took us so long to get from point A to point A. His damage con was back up. Son of a bitch. Cool.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
Oh, please. Please, please, guys, do something. Please make something happen here. Fuck yes! FDR is still going after the Summers because he just can't deal with it. Just can't take care of it. We have some rocket planes, we have some torps left. Oh, that was nice. 5 bombs, real lucky there. More of that, please. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. see red tracers, which means he might have priority sectored, so we'll try and come in on the weak side of the ship. Because Venezia has actually pretty sexy AA. It's made to be an independent operator. Whiff. Didn't get fuck all out of that drop. Venezia's gonna torp the Burgone. So hopefully the Burgone doesn't get auto-wrecked here. Venezia's down. Please don't get fucked. Please don't get fucked. Please don't get fucked. Right. Hindy's getting screwed over by a Smalland. At least we're blocking the cap for what it's worth. His AA is not on. He doesn't realize I'm here. Destroyers turn off their AA. Fuck. When not detected. So when they detect themselves, sometimes they don't realize to turn their AA back on because they don't watch the map to see when the planes are coming in. I don't know if I get this shot. I might get this shot. Please? Son of a bitch. Whatever. Smalland is hurt and burning. Still burning. Might get lucky. Marceau is... Alright, so the FDR is done burning down the house, which means we have to give fighters to this.
Provide anti-aircraft fire support. Affirmative.
Right, just...
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
Okay, Burgone is trading, cool. That's the Smalland. We know where the Smalland is, and we know he was hurt. He could still attack. The FTR could attack in, he'll just lose 7 planes when he does it. Oh, fuck. Well, where the hell did the Smalland go? Son of a bitch. Okay. Where'd the Smalland go? Where'd the Smalland go? He's not in Charlie Cap. We know this. There he is. Well, he can't have torped us. There's an island in the way. We have to land 1, maybe 2 bombs, depending on saturation mechanics. Thank God. Go away. Need to get another fighter going. There's no getting back right now, man. Shit doesn't exist. Need to work on the Burgone. Well, I guess it does exist. Do we have shots on the Burgone from anyone other than me? We have to go for the Burgone. I have torps. I don't have bombs left. Well, I have some. They're gonna land now. Okay. Burgone's covered in 32. We have 33 mil pen. We don't have enough to kill this guy. We lose probably 2 planes coming in on this. We just lost 1. Oh, good. His AA is pretty fucked up. So we actually get to go again. Oh, he's low. Berger might actually take the shot, get the kill, and then it comes down to the daring. I don't have a fucking fighter, though. I need fighters for this guy. You know. Well, okay. Fighter doesn't matter now, so... Marceau versus Daring. Yeah, that's... Reverse. FDR should be trying to get into AB cap. I'm really low on fighters. Now, if he tries to torp me, he can start going for the CV snipe. They can work on the Daring, but the Daring can just pop smoke, so that's not going to be a kill. FDR is going to be a problem. Well, I'm reversing. It's just real effing slow. Or I should be reversing. Hey, look, didn't fucking matter. Well, at least we're pushing the Daring away from the cap. That's more cap points for us in the moment. He's probably going to turn back in, though. Which is what he does. Terrible. We got a hit. 2,000 damage. Oof. I didn't need the second fighter. That was a waste. I could have dropped that earlier just on top of the hull. Oh, wow, they latched. That murders all his shit. Okay. Well, good. Fuck you.
Do not let the enemy take the area.
Marceau might get some resets. Marceau does get resets. Cool. And realistically, I'm going to refighter this area, although it doesn't matter, he doesn't get here in time. Is there nothing to really deal with the overlapping flak and attack runs? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is there nothing to deal with that? So, real quick, let me explain flak. We'll do this. We'll kick it to paint, which is a thing that I tend to do. We'll use the paint as a whiteboard. So, let's let's try to make this not so extremely bright. All right, so if you've got a ship, you'll have your ship. The ship is going to, well, actually, we'll make these small. So, if you've got a ship, you're going to have some ranges for them. And for ease and sand use, we've got, this will be like its long range aura. And then this will be its short range aura. It's obviously not to size or spec or whatever. We're just trying to do the thing. And then we'll have kind of the medium. Medium is normally 3.5. So this is normally 3.5 kilometers. That's way too small. It's normally 3.5 kilometers. Maybe it's up to 4, could be up to 4. Anyway, flak will be shot from the ship and aimed as long as enemy planes are outside of this 3.5. Once they cross the 3.5, that's where the aiming stops. The flak will still shoot. So for instance, if you're going in on a ship and as soon as you get here it fires its last flak wave and its flak wave is firing here, well, congratulations, you get to fly into a flak wave if you want to shoot this thing. So even though it's shorter than this 3.5, it still exists and it's going to keep firing right here over and over and over and over again. It's never going to update. So part of the flak minigame is trying to lead the flak gunners away from your intended attack path to where you can get to that 3.5 space where they stop aiming. So for instance, you might come in maybe at an angle like this. So first off, they're going to start firing in this area, but you're going to juke, you're going to pull in. Maybe they start to fire intermittently as they're tracking. Now they're kind of mostly over here, but maybe you're cutting back in. And if you're able to, maybe you cut back in, you try to cross this barrier while you're off alignment. So this is where that death flak wave comes in, and you can cut in and try to make your run. But what happens if there's another ship over here? What happens if there's a second ship that's supporting off at a distance and its flak range is from here, but its AA range is all the way out to, again, this is not to spec, so we'll say that, you know, the A range, we'll just leave it like this. So here's this other ship. Well, if you're coming in, instead of coming in from maybe here, maybe the alignment of the ship is different. If you end up coming in where you get to a point where you've crossed this flak is not being updated. This one still is. And the flak can actually be shot further than the AA range is. The flak wall could be out here, and it's throwing a flak wall into your attack path, and you just end up, well, it's like there comes to be a point where you have to point at the ship and make the attack. You have to line up the attack. You don't get to avoid that. So you get close to the ship, you pick your line. Well, if there's another ship that's far enough away that it's still aiming, it's still firing flak, that flak may land directly in front of you and you don't get to turn because you're trying to aim the shit. Now, what you can do is if you're going fast, you know, let's use 3 arrows to mean you're going really effing fast, well, then the flak is going to be projected really far ahead. Well, okay, so then you quickly, you know, slam on the brakes or whatever, and now you're going at slow speed. Well, the flak is going to explode before your planes get there. So then you can try to time it, speed up, and go through the wave during the downtime. So you can try to watch the explosions and kind of judge it, kind of like sneak between them or something. It's not easy. It's something you feel. And even then, it's not something that you can religiously, reliably count on. But that's something you can learn over many hours of play. And sometimes it's still gonna fuck you. So there's a lot that goes into it. In general, you can place the flak by misinforming the AA gunners. I'm going in this direction, so they shoot in that you turn. But the more flak there is, the more quick. I have noticed originally flak was shot in waves, so it's all constantly just whoom. That changed, and they started to fire flak kind of like in a sequence, or whatever. And the gunners can actually fire as you're moving, as you're changing. The more flak there is, it tends to track a little better now. That was something that I believe they added 2 patches ago. Not this patch today, but the patch before. They adjusted the flak formula, and I'm going to be honest, it is more accurate than it used to be. Hey, Luke. Can I play FDR for ranked? Or is that a ship I really hate? I really dislike the FDR. The reason I dislike the FDR is because in a situation where like we go into a 4 destroyer map, I can't help against the destroyers. I can light them, I can spin in a circle over them, but I mean the destroyer really has to fuck up for me to be able to torp the destroyer. The destroyer kind of has to fuck up for me to be able to bomb it, because I have to lead the bombs about 4 to 5 seconds. So when you hear the little click from the bombs dropping, turn or slow down or something. It'll be fine. I think he gets out. He has to hurry. Now he gets out. He doesn't. He actually tagged there. Does he recall? He did. He recalled. Fuck this shit, I'm out. We got some spotting over here, that's fine. I'm actually gonna run the bombers over to B because I really need to get the resets over at Bravo. There's 3 battleships, Thunderer, Kurfürst, and what? Double Thunderer. So there's a Thunderer down there too. Thunder is actually a problem for the Midway. Tier 10s have an armored deck, so if battleships take long-range shots, they ping off the deck if it's AP, or they just shatter if it's HE. Thunderer does not shatter. Thunderer pins through the deck. It's such a big shell, it actually rips into the hull. So if the enemy CV lights you, or you happen to be lit because the CV is coming to bomb the Daring, and this is your aerial detection, Thunderers can pop off some shots and actually do some damage. So I need to stay bow into them, but even bow in, they're still a threat. We're gonna try to look and see if we can get some resets here. And he just popped smoke. Whatever, we'll just blind drop. The power of fuck it invested in me. We got some resets, so we got really lucky there. I'm not gonna try it again. We'll bomb the Thunderer and be happy about it. The red tracers, I'm sure, pretty much indicates that he's using the little sector thing, which I can't think of right now. GK's pushing mid, that's a prime torp target. We have 3 against 2. Against some Midway. These guys are covering each other. Midway is a traditional CV. As long as you got two ships together, you have enough. You have enough to really stop the CV from being able to get multiple strikes. He's going to get 1. FDR is an outlier. FDR is made for breaching. It's like a battering ram, basically. So Group A will be able to fight it off in time, but it's not something that's just going to fight it off immediately. Might have to fighter this, but I mean, they are working together, which is nice. Divert the torp planes, probably going to go for the Thunder. Well, the stuff over at Charlie. 5 seconds before those fighters latch, which is about now, and we're going to recall. Hopefully we get our planes out before the fighters come in. But planes take time to come down and get into patrol, so you have a brief window of time where you can try to make something happen.
Repel air attack. All stations, protect that target.
Okay, one-way trip. He pre-dropped here, so he strikes once and that's it. Alright, well, we pushed the Kerr first in. It's 3v4. Hopefully these guys don't overcommit and get silly. Thunders are very far away, so I think we can move up, because I don't think we're under threat of crossfire. And he dropped some torps, but the Kerr first dodged, which was great. I'll put this as on the least time approach from CV to Kerr first, and we're going to work on the Thunder a little bit here. We might trip across the Z. Looks like he's probably going to fighter the Thunderer. I would imagine he should fighter the Thunder. I think we get through before the fighter latches. We do not, but I can drop before the fighter kills the planes, maybe? That I don't know, because it actually might catch up before we get out. No, we got out, so okay. Can torp into the Kerr first again, maybe? Hopefully the Daring lives. Which CV is easiest to hunt destroyers with? So, Tier 8 still has very effective rockets. Tier 6 rockets are kind of effective, but they're gated because Tier 6 is a learning tier. Tier 4 rockets are weird. They can surprise you with what they can do, but in general, they suck. Tier 8 is where you have some pretty nasty rockets that can really rip into destroyers because they've got really small reticles. So the reticle is small enough that you can punish a DD with it. Alright, so we're going to start the attack around 4 clicks. And you'll see the AA gunners are still shooting up in the sky. Takes 1 torp. Alright, Kerr first is dead. So tier 8s can do some pretty nasty shit. In general, the US line is going to be the best anti-destroyer line because you have rockets and targeted bombs. The bomb reticle is built for battleships, so you're still going to miss, but you still have a chance to hit. So you've got bombs and rockets, which gives you, you know, 2 tools that can really interact with the destroyer, as opposed to just one, which is most CVs. You have rockets, and Germans have none. I mean, you can try to torp a DD, if the DD lets you torp it. You can try to, you can rocket a DD, you can deal some damage that way, but, son of a bitch. I do like the red tracer fire. That is useful. I guess we just strike the Thunder, because I don't know where the hell the Shima is. We lose all this shit too? Whatever. Hopefully the Daring doesn't get murdered.
Set a smoke screen. Set a smoke screen. It's a go.
Please don't get... If he gets lit by the Shima, it's gonna be a problem. If you sit in the middle of a smoke, they might take a shot and reset you. But we have C, which is great. We're gonna work on the Thunderer. Maybe we'll spot the Shima while we're doing it. Let's try and save some engine boost here, because I'm out of engine boost consumables. GKs are pushing. I think they're relatively unopposed, although the Hindi's gonna come over and farm them. Eats a Z-Torp. We do get to see the Shima briefly. 4 hits, we did 8,000 damage. Woo! Feel the burn. So, bombing the center of a ship. Center of the ship is likely saturated. We get about 4,000 damage per bomb. Well, they were all saturated. We got 2,000 damage a bomb, but It's enough to get the kill there, and we can try to respot the Shima.
Do not let the enemy take the area.
Okay, Daring's fighting the Shima. We can try to keep him lit. Shima smokes. Shima does not take the engagement, but he does fire. Will he shoot again? I don't know. We lost to GK. Not a big surprise. Thunder's down. Unless the Shima gets loose and torps the shit out of us, we're probably okay to move up. Although that might be a thing.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Let me fighter the Kerr first. Smollen's actually really healthy, so if the Midway has been trying to go after him, he's been able to juke pretty successfully. Our Kerr first might actually die here. Come on, Daring. Kill this guy. You have Hydro. Just Hydro him in smoke. Please? I don't know where the hell this is. Oh, we gotta reset somehow. Japanese smoke is about 1.5 minutes. Ooh, 1500. Yeah, rockets at tier 10 got pretty severely nerfed, so rockets at tier 8 still do some pretty mean shit. Rockets at tier 10, kind of a grab bag of fun. Cool. Daring takes it. Awesome. Thunder's gonna be pushing. Let's take bombs for the Z, bombs for the Thunderer. Z goes down to the Smolland. Fuck yes. That means it's just gonna be the Thunderer, and I suppose I can fighter the Kerr first, although he's probably getting farmed by the Hindi, not the CV. There you go. Like Captain Cockblock with that, and we'll come over with the torps. What do you think that is, dude? Literally, what do you think that is? So, I guess, I don't know if I actually answered this. The US line is the best to hunt DDs with because you have the most tools. So Lexington is okay. Enterprise is pretty strong because it's got great rockets, but it does not have the bomb, so it's literally rocket only. But the nice thing is, US rockets are not maneuverable. They're actually very slow to turn. It's a few, I think. Did they nerf shit? This feels weird in this patch. Turns in, get a few maybe. Do this. Hindi's too far, I think, to be able to farm us really outside of using like a spotting plane or something. I think we can help the small and we can work on this. GK lives? Oh, okay. Match is done. Nice Saipan game. Just saw the YouTube. Oh, cool. Yeah, I finally used the scheduling feature to schedule the matches of the day. So I don't have rather than come up with like a shticky kind of name for each and every match, it's just match of the day. I'm pretty basic. Holy fuck! It's 12:30. Okay. It's 12:30. I gotta work tomorrow. I didn't really realize I've been streaming for 5.5 hours,